Another client has anxiety and is losing her hair. My kidnapped daughter had this after a car accident, brought back her kidnapping trauma, and she went into anxiety and her hair began to fall out. Is there a connection between reliving trauma, anxiety, and hair fallout? Well, yes, actually, there is. Not uncommon. Not uncommon. People will have their hair fall out if there's a tremendous trauma that's happened. So releasing the trapped emotions about that trauma often is enough to start things working again. Okay, she says, on a personal level, I've discovered 2 of my 9 children, boys, have broken hearts, as do I. None of the other 7 children has a broken heart, even though I've done hours of work with the daughter who was kidnapped off the school ground at age 6, and a hippie type tried to kill her. Oh, man. Sorry. I tested and I had 980 trapped emotions as a result of the broken heart. One son had 450 and the other son had 228. Is there a way to release these more than one at a time? Okay. Well, now, let me explain something about this, okay? First of all, I never test to see how many trapped emotions there are. And the reason why, as far as, well, for example, the heart wall, or even on just asking how many trapped emotions a person has, I don't ever ask that. And the reason why is because I think it's difficult to get good answers, okay, for a couple of reasons. One reason is because the subconscious mind, I think, doesn't necessarily want you to know, and so it'll give you a number, okay, but the number may not necessarily be right. So my advice is to just fix whatever you find and keep fixing whatever you find until you get to the bottom of things, okay? Because what I found was when I was in practice, I would ask that question, and oftentimes it wasn't right. Now, another thing that you need to realize, too, is that the heart wall itself can be somewhat plastic, or in other words, I don't mean plastic, I mean changeable in the sense that maybe right now at this moment you've got 50 emotions making up your heart wall, and maybe your subconscious mind, as you're being worked on, decides that you're really comfortable with this person that's working with you, and maybe the subconscious mind decides, you know, I really do need to get rid of this wall. That subconscious mind can, in my experience, I think it can actually move some of those trapped emotions out of the heart wall and move them somewhere else. You'll still, I think, need to clear those because they do need to be cleared, but that can happen. So I'm always reluctant myself to ask questions in advance about how many trapped emotions a heart wall has, because it's always, I don't know, I've never really seemed to be able to get very good answers about that. Okay, is there a way to release more than one trapped emotion at a time? Well, that's a great question, you know, and I've had a lot of people who have told me, Dr. Nelson, I've discovered you can clear 1,000 emotions in one shot, and I've cleared millions of trapped emotions from myself. Well, what you need to understand and realize is that first of all, your subconscious mind wants to please you, okay? And you have to be cautious about this, and you have to really have an open mind and not have anything invested into getting answers, because if you really are just really excited about being able to clear lots and lots of trapped emotions in one shot, what will happen is the subconscious mind will oblige you, and it will tell you, oh yeah, you bet, yeah, we did that, you bet. But the problem is, in every case that I've seen, if you go back later, those trapped emotions aren't really released. It was just the subconscious mind trying to please you. The subconscious mind is kind of like, it's like a puppy, okay? It wants to, I mean, it's a lot smarter than a puppy, but it wants to try to please you, and it tries to anticipate your needs and what you want. And so, but in my experience, after doing this for almost a quarter of a century now, the only way to do this is one at a time, okay? It works if you clear them one at a time. Every trapped emotion, I think, wants to have its moment of recognition, okay? Its day in the sun, in a sense. It wants to be recognized. It wants to be acknowledged for what it is, and then it will go away. And if you try to shortcut that, if you try to go around that and not give each trapped emotion its little moment of glory, then what happens is the subconscious, you might think they're gone, but then they'll come back and bite you in the end, okay? So that's what I found, is that you just have to give each one its moment. And you know what? We're all on a journey through eternity. We have all the time that we need, and it's a process. So I think that I think it's a good idea to not try to shortcut things, but just relax and give it the time that